What is going on to you, Pisces? So you have the Ace of Swords, the Hermit, the Sun, the Justice, the Three of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Queen of Swords, and last but not least, you have the Two of Swords. So I've made a decision. I am going to go back to long form content. I think it's the best for everybody involved. It's the best for me. And a lot of you like seeing my ugly face. So I'm joking, by the way. But so for you Pisces, right? The Hanged Man represent Pisces. So you did show up in your own reading. Pisces is the higher octave of Libra. Libra's here. Virgo is here. You know, Hermit. So for you Pisces, the Ace of Swords, the Hermit, and the Sun card represents this being a situation for you where you Pisces stop talking to somebody who is very secretive. Yeah, you stop talking to them. You're very secret. They were very secretive. Every time I do a video, my eye be twitching, but my right eye twitch. But you cut them off because you saw that they just wanted to run game on you, right? You were trying to get to know somebody and they just was trying to just run game on you. Ultimately, they was just trying to tell you one thing, but they actually meant something else. And a lot of you realized that you couldn't trust them, right? From your own common sense and from your own experiences. So the Sun card represents you had to do what it is that you, Pisces, had to do that's best for yourselves, which was to stop hanging out with them. So you stop hanging out with them, and due to the fact that you did stop hanging out with them, it's my family coming in, it means that now you're happier because you don't have to worry about people trying to bring you down every time you interact with them. There's always some nonsense going on. The Justice and the Three of Swords here represents, well, the Justice here, right? Pisces, you're the higher octave of Libra. So you Pisces, right? When you stop hanging out with them, like I said before, you did yourself a service by doing it, because now you don't have to deal with people trying to come on in, pile, dog do on top of your life, on top of the other things that you may have going on that may or may not necessarily be working out for you. So as a result of this, you're really in a situation where, you know, they really do have to accept the fact that they blew it with you, Pisces. They could have hung out with you. They could have been cool with you. They could have been all of that. It could have been a good relationship, right? The Justice, fair. It could have been a very good relationship, but they didn't choose that. They wanted to be on nonsense. So the Three of Swords now represents, you were a little bit heartbroken over it. You know, you're not emotionless to where, you just don't care. It's not, it's not that you're emotionless, but they felt it way more than you did. Thanks. That's my family, like I said. But they felt it way more than you did. So as a result of this, you got to understand that because of that situation, because of the fact that they felt it way more than you did, obviously, Three of Swords, they're heartbroken over it. But of course, they're not going to show that to people. See, you got to understand that when it comes to people, most people have a bias towards negativity, right? This is where it is that we get these slogans coming from. Be positive, be positive, be positive. Most people on earth have a bias towards negativity, right? To where we listen to the most negative stuff about ourselves and other people first. But it takes training and it takes time and it takes, being an autodidact, being self-taught, how to not look at the world from such a terrible perspective. And people who run games, this is big. People who run games, ultimately, part of the problem is the fact that you constantly have to think about what it is that they really mean, because they're really dichotomous. They're really not meaning what it is that they're talking about most of the times. This is why you have to develop the ear to really be able to listen to what it is that they're trying to say as a hidden message up underneath the stuff that they're actually saying to you, right? Like I was watching an episode, I don't care who disagrees, I don't care. I was watching an episode of Scream Queens, right, with Emma Roberts, right? And that's one of my shows, right? Even though it's not on anymore. And Emma Roberts would say horrible things to people, call them stupid, call them names, all types of stuff. But when you really look at it, all of that stuff is a front. All of that stuff is a front because she really saying that type of stuff to really not get herself down, right? To not feel the heartbreak of her own life. And that's what it is that I'm trying to say. Regardless on either side, I'm just using that as an example. When you talk to people, right, they're really sad internally. They're really not as powerful as they portray themselves to be, right? Because the Nine of Pentacles now represents this being a situation where you really need to understand that because of that, this is really more so about how you Pisces really understand the world, right? That you Pisces are in a very good spot right now. You have things that are lined up for you in your life, finances. You have less stress on your plate because now you get a chance to actually do the things that you want to do. And that's great because what that means is you're in a spot where most people on earth don't really ever get a chance to get to because they're so caught up with the day-to-day and other people that they know is stressing them out, love and all that stuff that they know is stressing them out, letting them stress them out to the point where they will ignore that about themselves, and they will act like their life is going peachy keen when it's not. So the mere fact that a lot of you Pisces was able to see through that and see like, look, this is not good for you and get out of the situation was very good, because the Two of Pentacles and the Hanged Man, they're blaming you anyway for their mishaps. They dislike you for that. But it's not that they actually disliked you, right? The people that you left, it's just people in general, but the people that you left, what it is they dislike the fact that you're not with them and that they do not have the same type of internal security that a lot of you Pisces have developed over the years. And you got to understand that you Pisces represents sadomasochism along with Virgo, right? Y'all are the root cause, particularly Virgo, but y'all are on the same axis. So y'all are the root cause. Pisces and Virgos are the two zodiac signs that stem off into everyone else essentially experiencing that sadomasochistic type of relationship, because this is what, unfortunately, in the lower sense, it represents. But a lot of you Pisces have learned to outgrow that type of nonsense and dysfunction. But these people can't seem to really be able to do that. But because they're still, part of the reason why is because they're still blaming you. But then you have the Queen of Swords and the Two of Swords here. The Queen of Swords and the Two of Swords ultimately, really do represent how, since this is the case, the Queen of Swords and the Two of Swords is about how you Pisces know what time it is. And you know that, again, a relationship has way more to do than just, you have to constantly understand what the person is trying to say up underneath the harsh words that they're using all the times. Like, even me, even though I'm able to really listen to what it is that people are trying to convey to me, it doesn't mean that it gets any easier sometimes. Like most of the times that it is easy, but sometimes it does get difficult because to really listen to it all the time and have to constantly decode what the person is actually saying to me and know what's BS and what's not BS is difficult sometimes. Sometimes people will say certain things that's really harsh to you and you have to really learn to let go of that. But you Pisces realize the best thing about it. You'd rather not be with that. And that's great. You don't have to be with that. You shouldn't have to be with that. So a lot of you Pisces have decided right now that, being single is a real present. It's a real power in that, because you would rather be single, right, and be in a position of happiness, true joy, to where it's just you and you get to be able to do what it is that you need to do, then you are in a position where you got these dysfunctional people around you that want to come around you with stupidity and act like they don't know any better, regardless of however old they get. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Justice. You have the Two of Wands, the Ten of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, the Empress, right, which is also Libra, the Empresses. So a lot of Libra energy here, a lot of Venus energy, a lot of heavenly energy, a lot of being able to finally make peace with one's own life. You, Pisces, finally being able to make peace with your own life. Because again, you know you've been there, done that. You've been through harsh relationships already, and you know exactly where it is that it's going to end. You know that it's not going to end anywhere good, anywhere where it is that you want to be. So the Three of Pentacles now and the Empress now represents, so you realize that solidarity, your own company that you're keeping, and the people, some of the people that you know that you can trust are the type of company right now that you really want to keep. You don't really want to keep the company of dysfunctional people where it's like you know, the Empress, where it's like you got to cut them off later. No, you want to cut them off now. You want to cut them off as soon as today if you could, right? Because the longer you keep dysfunctional people in your life is the more they figure out different ways to try to betray you. Intentionally. Because this is part of what they spend a lot of their time doing. You know, we talk about playing games here. A lot of times people spend their time doing that, because you cannot tell me that the games that they played with you, Pisces, or the games that people have played with you, Pisces, is just by happenstance. No, it's not. It's because people had to sit down sometimes. Some of them it's based off of selfish decisions, but some of them they had to sit down and literally consciously think about what it is that they're going to do. That's lame. So let's clarify the Hanged Man, which is Pisces from the major arcana anyway. So to clarify the Hanged Man, we have the Eight of Swords, Eight of Wands, right, the Nine of Swords, and then we have the Tower, right? Because that's how it is. A lot of these people are now that you left them. But in general, they don't have any internal substance like that. They don't have a whole lot. So they can own, they're stuck in one mode. So now you, Pisces, being versatile and you're able to learn and let go of certain things, they don't know how to do that. The Nine of Swords, the Tower, they're going to have a more difficult time doing that. You know, as to where with you, right? As to where with them, they are like this. They're stuck in the mode, karmic cycles up the wazoo, constantly have to think about, you know, the games that they do. Because you got to understand that those games that they doing gets tiring too on them. But they'll continue to do it because they don't want you to see how broken they are. They're just trying to blame you for everything. But you, Pisces, you don't have any stake in being blamed in it now, because a lot of you Pisces have been off doing your thing and you're getting healthy. So people are really out here wilding. You Pisces ain't got anything to do with that.